Hi guys, I'm Phil O'Neill from Australia and I hope you're having a fantastic day. Welcome back for another vlog. This is my second video log of 2021. I'm going to try and keep this going for a bit of this year at least. See if I can get one going for the whole year. And I'm just going to show you guys some goal setting that I try to achieve, and you can follow along at home with similar goals, if not the same goals. I'll try to have some goals that are very specific to me and my progress this year, and how I want to develop my playing, and I can show you how I'm working on them and that kind of thing. Feel free to follow along at home. Some of the goals I 100% believe you'll be capable of doing and at the same speed that I'm doing them. Other goals you might need to adapt a little bit to suit the level you're at today. So, you know, don't feel disheartened. These are the goals that I'm going to work through. It's a bit of a journal for me to keep, so that I can keep track of what I've been working on and how I've been going this year. And I just figured, I see a lot of people are interested in vlogging, in watching vlogs, so I thought you might be interested in what I've been doing as well. If you haven't checked out my first vlog, it talks about how much practice you need to do. I'll leave a card up here for you as well. Now, my first goal for 2021 is actually something that's been on the cards for most of 2020. Now, last year I moved into this new studio and it's been really cool. I've been really loving having this space here. It's been vital to me, actually. It means that I can work a little bit later if I need to, if I can't get stuff done during the day, which has been really important because I haven't been able to do all of my work stuff during like what I like to do as normal work hours, which is sort of 8 AM through to 6 PM. I like to be done by 6, but it doesn't always happen. So I've been able to do some stuff a little bit later at night because I'm in a proper studio. You can't hear me outside of here. But one thing that's been a real shame is this whole studio has been an absolute mess since I've moved in. I haven't had a clean space to work, to practice. So it's really bugged me. Right now, it's one of those things where instrumental practice is as much a mental game as it is a physical game sort of thing. So yeah, we can get taxed with our chops, like we can get fatigued like with our fingers, with our tonguing, with all of the sorts of stuff, the muscle and the physical things, but it's really the mental game that's going to get us to be ahead with our trumpet playing. Now, if you're practicing in a messy room, that's going to be really difficult to remain focused on what we're actually doing, right? If you're practicing in front of the TV, that's going to be impossible for you to practice while focusing on what you're doing. So essentially what I've done is I've moved myself out of into my own room. And in this room, I have a computer because I edit my videos in here and I do all of my work stuff. But when I practice, the computer's closed, right? And as you can see, I'll show you in a minute, give you a little tour of my studio as well. As you can see, there's very limited distractions, and I want to keep it that way. Now, if you've got a messy room, you've got all of the distractions because you're sitting there going, oh, that annoys me that that's there. I've got to clean that up. I've got to put that away. And it's hard to be focused when you've got mess everywhere. And I've been there all of 2020. I had mess everywhere through my studio. So my first goal for this year was to clean it up, make it look a bit nicer. So what I've done is I've gone and cleaned it up. I've hung some pictures on the wall. I've made it look really neat and tidy. Last year I got the soundproofing up and that worked really well. But this year, my first goal for 2021, before I got stuck into my practice for this year, was to get my room clean, set up, a bit more space going on, and you know, so I can be a little bit more focused when I'm in here. So let me give you a little show around. I'll give a show around. Let me pick up the camera, right? So as you can see, let me turn this around. Alright, I hope you can hear me. So, as you can see, right, I've got my computer set up right here. Alright, so I've got some speakers, got my second screen, my laptop, I've got my iPad over here, water. You know, it's a pretty clean desk. A couple of external hard drives, but the desk is pretty simple, right? And I try to keep it that way so there's less distractions. And I've got more room to do stuff. If I need a notebook and pen, I've got room to do that, which is really cool, right? Then up here, I've got my old iMac, I've got a water bottle, charger, a couple of keyboards. Right, that doesn't get used very much. Over here, got a printer, nice handy printer. And I've also got some photos. Photos are really helpful. Photos makes it help feel a bit more homely in my family, you know. It's important to have things outside of music as well. Then up here, I've got, you know, there's a cool little gift from my wife. Keep calm and play trumpet. You know, posters from when I was in the Navy. Some photos of some gigs that I was doing there. You know, some stuff here. Got a photo of me and Guy Sebastian when I was in the Army. A couple of awards up on the walls. It's good to see them. Good little inspiration of stuff that I've done. You know, some video lights for when I'm doing some real stuff. And as you can see, I've got my music stand here, and it's only got the stuff I'm working on. So, the Don Johnson Brass Plaque. This is a fantastic book. I've been smashing through this a bit recently. Got a bit of Tomasi Concerto, bit of Hummel, a couple other things here as well that I'll work on. But you'll see those in another vlog, right? But here, right, because I'm also an audio guy, bag full of mic stands, right? A couple of old instruments, and here is my wall of trumpets. Wall of trumpets, all of those trumpets up there. Right, so there's plenty up there. Maybe I'll do a video on them. Right, some vinyl players, a couple of old mouthpieces, some CDs, a couple of more awards. Right, everything's neat and tidy, as you can see. Underneath my desk, this is my Powerhouse recording studio. I'm running the, as you can see there, the PreSonus Studio Live Series 3 mixing desks. They're a USB 3 kind of thing, and as you can see, I've got 24 channels on the front, I've got more on the back, so I've got 32 inputs there. That's really cool. Power conditioner, and you can see I've got a mic stand still set up so I can do some recording pretty quickly. The cable's plugged in, you know, it's literally just put whatever mic I want on the stand, plug it in, turn on the computer, and I'm good to go. So, come back to here. Alright, that's a little bit, that is a little bit of an insight into what's in my studio, but as you can see, it's really nice and clean, right? It took me a good few hours to get it to this level of cleanliness, and it was because I really wanted to make sure that I really wanted to get it done, and I wanted to get it done right. Before, I had none of my stuff on the walls, you know? If you go into a doctor's office, you see their awards on the walls. I'm like, why can't we do that as musicians, right? I've worked hard for these achievements. I'm gonna hang them on my wall to remind me of what I've achieved. Now, I don't have all of them up. I don't have space. I just got some of them that I could find, essentially, because a lot of them I kind of put in a bit of a junk drawer or put in a storage unit somewhere, and I kind of lose them, and I feel really bad about that. But I felt bad about hanging them on my wall because I felt like I was kind of big noting myself, and I didn't want to do that. But you know, now I'm just like, you know what? I'm comfortable enough in my own skin that I'm happy for me to put up my own achievements in my own room so I can see them, so I can feel good about my achievements, and it's a good little reminder about them as well. So anyway, this is getting on a little bit too long, but essentially, for my first goal of 2021, and this is a goal that I recommend for everyone to get stuck into, is go and sort out a designated space for you to practice in. Get rid of all of the mess, get rid of all of the clutter, get rid of the distractions, right? Make a nice, clean space for you to practice in, so it's easy for you to come in and do. Like for me, it's literally this easy. Like I've walked into my studio this morning, I grabbed my trumpets out, and I was like, actually, I'm going to talk about my studio because I'm so proud of how I've done it. I've literally come in here, right? I've grabbed my trumpet case right there, which is the Guard triple case, and I love this bag. I fit so much stuff in here. It's amazing. Amazing. We get like three trumpets and a bunch of other stuff. I'm going to do a video on that sometime. Put my trumpets on the stand, so today I'm going to practice my C, my piccolo, and my B flat, and my music stand's ready to go. So within, I don't know, set up my camera again. Within a couple of minutes of me walking in here, I'm ready to practice. And that's how I'd recommend for everyone to be as well. You don't want to be going digging through stands, like digging through a pile of junk to find your music stand, or trying to find where your trumpet is. if you can make it as easy as you can on yourself. So you literally walk in, grab your trumpet out if it's not already out. I used to leave it on a stand so I could literally just walk in, grab it and play it. Maynard Ferguson used to do that as well. He'd come home from tour, he'd kick, or as the story goes, he'd come home from tour, he'd kick the trumpet under the bed for a week or two, then he'd grab it out and he'd put it on a table in his room, in his house, that he used to walk past a lot. And every single time he walked past it, he had to grab it out and play something. And that was how he did his practice. And it obviously worked incredibly well for him, excuse me. So that's another good option as well. But for me, I like to have a dedicated music space. There's no interruptions in here. I don't practice in the front of the TV. I don't practice in front of other screens. I just sit in a space that's nice, clean, dedicated to music. It doesn't have to be a whole room. Just choose a little corner. A little corner is where you go. My daughter, who's 5, she's just started playing now, and she doesn't take it seriously, and I don't want her to take it too seriously now because I just want her to kind of get into the mode of blowing through a trumpet and playing a little bit of piano. But she has a little corner of her playroom where it's dedicated to music. Her music's there, her instrument's there, like she's set up ready to go. So when she's ready to play, she just walks in, goes and grabs it, and she's ready to go. And I'd recommend the same sort of thing. Just a corner of your room as a dedicated sort of spot. It doesn't even have to be set up ready to go all the time, because I know some places like in Sydney, New York, London, space is a bit of a commodity. But if you've got a little corner where your music stand's set up and your music's on it that you're practicing, and your trumpet's in the corner there as well, and all you have to do is walk into the room, pull the stand out a bit, grab your case out of your instrument out of the case and start practicing. Then you got a clean section to practice. It's going to help you massively as well. Anyway, that's all I got for today. If you want help with your playing, check out my free guide on how to structure your practice. I can talk about that more in other videos, and I have done in a lot of other videos. So it's a free guide, 30 minutes a day, and you can achieve your trumpet playing goals, right? So check that out. I'll leave a link in the description. As always, remember to subscribe and tick the bell so you can stay notified for future videos. All right, how did you go with your cleaning your room? Let's hear. I want to see some photos, actually. Put some photos of your practice space in the comments below. As always, I'm Phil O'Neill from Australia, and happy practicing.